need to use Instagram and social media to not compare ourselves, but to inspire yourself. So if you find someone that you're like, do you know what, she's incredible, or he's amazing, I love what he's created, use that to inspire you and to fuel you.
Hey, it's Carly here, and you're listening to the Made for More podcast. And this week, I'm so excited to be interviewing one of my dearest friends. So I've known Chantelle for years now, actually. We met ages ago at my sister-in-law's baby shower. And immediately, I just loved her, fell in love with her energy. She's so driven. She's like this little tiny pocket rocket powerhouse, and I just absolutely love her. And she has turned what started off as this kind of small nail business where she just was doing people's nails and she was incredibly talented at it. She's turned that into a massive online organization, and she's just really helping change the beauty industry, to be honest. She's really bringing it together. She's turned what kind of used to be a bit of a negative catty environment into a really close community, and she's helping and inspiring so many other beauticians to do the same and really kind of build their presence online. So she's got so much to share with us. I asked her all about comparison and, you know, how to show up when there's so many other people in your field trying to do the same thing, and just how to kind of stand out, really. And she gave so much amazing value, and also about balancing it with babies. We actually had our babies a couple of weeks apart, and she's got amazing stuff to share. So I know you're absolutely going to love her energy as much as I do, and I'm so excited for you to hear the episode. So if you're loving it, make sure you tag us on Instagram at Carly Wise Lifestyle and at Made for More Pod, and Chantelle's going to share all of her Instagram details at the end. But yeah, just share the love. We both absolutely love hearing what things resonated with you and what takeaways you got. So make sure you let us know. And of course, if you're loving this episode, head over to Apple iTunes, leave me a 5-star review and tell me all the wonderful things about this podcast, because it really does massively help to get the word out there. And the more the word gets out there, then the more incredible people I can get on as guests, and they can share all their wonderful wisdom with you. So thank you so much for all of your support. I honestly appreciate it so much. I see so many of you tagging stuff and, you know, letting me know what bits you loved and sharing reviews and telling your friends about it. And honestly, it means the world to me. It really does. So I'm so grateful for your support, and I'm so excited for you to hear this episode. Enjoy. Amazing. Hey, gorgeous girl. How you doing?
Hey, I'm good. Thank you. How are you?
I'm so good. I'm so glad we actually finally got this in the diary. We've been trying to do this for ages, and then I was pregnant, and then babies don't sleep, and then all the things, and so we just didn't get it in, did we? But here we are. We've done it. I'm so excited. So we actually met years ago now, which seems crazy. We met years ago because we, at my sister-in-law's baby shower, we were chatting, started off just like normal things, you know, oh God, it's going to be a girl, how much do you think it will weigh, blah, blah, blah. And then in the space of about 4 minutes, we were on to ClickFunnels, online marketing, branding, building a business online. And then I was like, oh, interesting. Who is this girl? And then I've been an avid fan of your nails. I literally am obsessed with you. And a part of me died when you went on maternity leave, because my nails have never been the same again. I'm not bitter. I'm fine with it. I've come to rest with it. But I just need you to fit me in immediately.
Don't you worry. We got this. This definitely happening. We need to get together. We need to do this for sure.
Thanks. I'm excited. I mean, we're going to talk about all things online business, which I'm all for. But I do also just really need you to fit me in. Okay. So that kind of like face-to-face, one-to-one. Yeah. Just don't drop that bit.
The kettle's already on for you. The kettle is on.
Oh, dream.
Come on over. We're Frank.
Thanks, babe. Thanks. So for those that don't know you, let's take it back, because where you are at in your business right now, I know is not where you started. And I'd love to know the journey and how you've ended up here, and tell me all of the things. How did you get started?
Yeah, sure. So I've always been into beauty ever since I was a little girl, and my mum's a hairdresser, so I watched her having her hair done, and she's always into like makeup and nails, and I used to go with her every time she had her nails done and just sit there, just totally zoned into this nail tech, watching her have her acrylics done all those years ago. And I just absolutely loved it. So went to college after school, trained and did a national diploma. So did waxing, lashes, tanning, nails, everything. And then very quickly realised once I left that it was hard to get a job. And now I feel like it was just meant to be. But at the time, the only job I could get was in a nail bar in Debenhams. So it was for Nails Inc., a little franchise in Debenhams. And I absolutely loved it. My manager there at the time was amazing. It was a really small team, so I felt like I really got to develop my nail passion, I guess. But like a year into it, you know how it is, I was like, do you know what, maybe I need to go somewhere I can do everything. Like, I feel like I'm shortchanging myself. I've learned all these skills. So I went and got a job in a salon, which I absolutely loved, and I was there for about 7 years, doing everything. But again, even being there, very quickly realized that nails was my passion. It was just where I spent the most of my time. I ended up building more clients in nails, nail clients and things like that, and I just loved it. So very quickly realized that that was my thing, and that was actually where I needed to be and focus. So that was me for 7 years. And then my partner Jovan has always been into online marketing and the internet world, and one day he set me up. He said, I'm going to set you up a blog. And I was like, I feel like this is you, not me. But okay, let's go for it. And absolutely loved it, fell in love with it, and just sort of blogged once a week, twice a week, and just did little nail art designs on my nails, which at the time in the salon everyone was like, hun, you've got way too much time on your hands. Like, if you've got time to draw little doodles on your fingernails, come around my house, I've got things for you to do. And I was like, no, I just love it. So that was like my little creative outlet that way. And then through the blog, a lady called Katie Jane Hughes, who is amazing, she just emailed me one day and was like, hey, do you want to be on my team and do some nails at London Fashion Week? And I was like, well, first I was like, this can't be real. This is definitely a spammy something. And then spent ages like proper Instagram stalking her and everything, and realised that she was legit and she was unreal, and have never sent an email faster in my life. Yes, please, yes, yes, yes. But unfortunately, the salon that I worked at couldn't give me the time off. So it was obviously just a week, but they couldn't give me the time off because I was the only tech at the time that did certain treatments and things like that. So I decided to just hand my notice in, which at the time, I think because I was, 22, 23, and I didn't really think of the implications of just handing your notice in for a week's worth of work. I was just like, oh my God, yes, I want to do this. Amazing. If they won't give me the opportunity, do you know, I've been here 7 years. I don't know how I'd get into London Fashion Week, so I'm going to do it. Handed in my notice, did London Fashion Week, which I absolutely loved. I met so many incredible people. And I think because it was London Fashion Week and it was all about nail art and different looks, it just really resonated with me. And I felt like I belonged to a little crew that also loved nail art, because back then it wasn't such a big thing. Then obviously the week was done and I was like, oh, okay, now what do I do? Because I remember at the time I was just like, I loved my salon job, you know, it wasn't I didn't love it. And I was like, I don't really want to work in any other salons in town. You know, I've got my friends there, I love it there. And Jovan again was like, well, why don't you just work for yourself? And I was like, yeah, I guess so. Never really thought of it before. So we had a holiday booked for Jamaica, and I spent the whole time like planning and doing little doodles in a notepad of what I was going to do when we came back. And we came back, I found a little room to rent, did like a little launch on the 3rd of January, my little room. And that was it then, really. Like, the rest was history. I was there for another 7 years, and built my own clientele to the point where I couldn't take on any more people. And I just loved it. I felt like all of my clients became friends. I just absolutely loved it. I love people. I love chatting to people and doing that creative sort of side of things. Yeah, absolutely loved it. And then fell pregnant. And it was like, okay, right, what do I want to do? So I was like, I definitely know I want to take like a year out, and just see what kind of goes with that. And I'd already started our online thing at the time, which was Clawgasmic. So that was sort of building and growing over that sort of 7-8 year time. And that was just an Instagram account at the time that I started up to just create a real positive space, because the beauty industry can be a little bit catty. And I hate that. It sucks. I don't think it needs to be like that. So it was just literally an account where I posted other texts, I posted positive little inspirational quotes, and just shared my tips and tricks, really. So yeah, had my little boy Kingsley, he's just dreaming. I adore him. And then was like, right, let's run with Clawgasmic. And then little did we know, obviously a pandemic hit, and here we are. So that's kind of like the backstory of how I got into it and stuff.
Oh, I love it. It's so crazy, isn't it, now to think that the pandemic hit, and had you not had that online presence, you would really be like, ooh,
Yeah.
okay, what do I do
Yeah.
now? But luckily you'd started that a little while ago. I mean, I know that you say you were building Clawgasmic over like 7 or 8 years. I feel like it literally just went Boom. I remember you telling me, I'm going to start this thing online and you know, don't tell anyone, I'm just going to give it a go. And I was like, oh yeah, babe, go for it. And then I had a look on your Instagram, you had like just a savage amount of followers. I was like, babes, this little thing on the side is like huge. It was so successful, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's blown me away, and still now blows me away. Like when I do lives and stuff, sometimes I come off and I'm all like, whew, get all hot and bothered at like the people that are watching, but really touching how many people are watching and I get to interact with and are helping. So yeah, it's amazing. I do love it. I do. I think that's the amazing thing about the time we live in now, and that the fact that we have social media, you know, you really can just connect with so many more people and on such a deeper level than it just being a little Instagram account or a little Facebook page or whatever. Like, it's so much bigger, isn't it?
Oh, it really is. And you so deserve the success as well, because I see everything you're doing and you're so like about giving back and bringing people together. And one thing that I love the most is that you are all about like collaboration instead of competition. And it's just amazing to see, because I know that when you started Clawgasmic, you weren't the first person to do a nail, you know, not a fan page, but, you know, like inspo page. That wasn't a new concept, but I
Yeah.
love that you just did it. And then instead of saying, right, I'm just going to showcase my nails and I'm going to be the one for everyone to watch, I'm going to bring together an industry and just bring everyone together and create a community. And I absolutely loved that. So tell me about that whole kind of like competition piece, because I know so many people are looking at people online and thinking, well, I can't do that because she's doing something similar, or the competitive thing is a big thing, isn't it?
Oh my gosh, 100%. And I feel like since lockdowns and things, we've built now something online where I just share all my tips and tricks. So it's like a subscription-based website, and I create different nail art looks. And we've got a coaching pack where we coach people on building and growing their clientele and building and growing their business. But I'm so passionate about this competition thing, because it breaks my heart and infuriates me all at the same time. And I posted a quote the other day, and it was like, if Starbucks and Costa can thrive in the same world, so can you in the nail tech down the road, or so can you in the fitness PT down the road, or whatever niche you're in. Like, there's something special about you that is so unique to you. And it's something that I've been talking to a lot of them about at the moment. I think finding your superpower. So obviously I'll speak in terms of nails because it's all I know, but like, if you are really passionate about the prep work and the cuticle work, then focus on that, like work on that and use that as your superpower. Or if it's the application, you know, focus on that and use that to promote yourself and your business, and you'll attract the certain clients that you want. If it's nail art, really, really knuckle down on that and do that. And just because somebody else is doing nail art, they're not going to do nail art like you. And I think with nails and stuff as well, it's so personal. You know, people are sitting in your chair, they're spending an hour and a half of their time with you. It's not just about what you can offer physically. You know, it could be the way you talk. Are you really bubbly? Are you really easy to talk to? Are you a super calming person and people just love being in your presence? You know, have you created the most incredible snack section in your salon with
You
amazing
always had a good
beverages
tea
and
section,
treatments?
actually. Your
Hey,
herbal tea selection was strong. I think of it
you
often.
know,
A
I'm
good
all about the
peppermint
snack.
and licorice. Strong.
You know, so I feel like there's so much you can do, and we need to use Instagram and social media to not compare ourselves, but to inspire yourself. So if you find someone that you're like, do you know what, she's incredible, or he's amazing, I love what he's created, use that to inspire you and to fuel you. I've had a lot of messages from people saying like, social media is negative, or I find Instagram negative. And I think, no, it's not negative. It's a tool. You know, how you're using it can be negative, or the people who you're following could be giving out a negative vibe, or the things you're seeing can be negative. But the power's in your hands to change up who you follow, put yourself in situations where you're surrounded by positive people, put yourself in places where you can learn from people who inspire you, because there's so much more positive out there than there is negative. And I think as well, like, you know, there's no shame in muting the odd account if it's not serving you. I think sometimes people are like, oh, I don't want to do that. Like, do it. Like, when you go on Instagram or when you go on Facebook, it should be full of things that inspire you and people that inspire you. And like I said right at the beginning, you know, if Starbucks and Costa can thrive in the same world, so can you and someone else doing the same thing. Like, you're going to relate to a different audience to someone else.
It is so true. So, so true. I absolutely love that. And I think like when you're looking on social media, it is your perception of it, isn't it? Because you could be following all these incredible other accounts that are doing things just like you. And some people do it better and some people do it don't not as good. And you can look at it and you can either look at that and think, oh God, they're doing this and blah, 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 and why are they doing this, and have a negative view on it. Or like you say, you can look at it as inspiration and think, oh my God, wow, she's doing that. That's so cool. Props to her. Going to send some love that way. And it is actually a lot of the time just about our own perception to it all, isn't it?
Yeah.
And there is space for everyone in it. And I think that comes down to like your own really knowing your worth and believing in yourself. And when you get to a point in your own personal development where you think, no, I'm good, actually, I'm really good at what I do and I've got a lot to offer, that's when you can kind of like feel comfortable in knowing that what everyone else is doing is all good as well, because you've got
Yeah,
your vibe.
definitely. And I think as well, like another thing that I was saying to someone the other day is not losing sight of the fact that everyone has to start at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
Like that person that you're seeing that's got 250,000 followers and, got an incredible YouTube channel or whatever, in whatever niche, they had to start at square one too. Like they had to read the books, they had to learn the skills, they had to practice and practice and practice, and they had to be consistent, and they had to keep posting, and they had to do all of these things. Like it doesn't just happen. Like every single person you see that you admire had to start at square one, and if they can do it, then so can you. You just got to keep going.
It is so true. Remembering that everyone had that start point, and everyone had the point where, they had like 10 followers on Instagram, or no one was subscribing to their blog, or no one was listening to their podcast. Everyone has that. And I actually felt that when I started my podcast. I remember I was listening to some other podcast and I heard that she had like 10 million downloads, and I was thinking, what? And we were both kind of, she was doing personal development and I was doing personal development. I was thinking, well, why is anyone going to listen to me when they could listen to her? She's clearly better because she's got 10 million downloads. You do have those thoughts in your head, but then you just think, well, she started somewhere. Like she started at none and then she built it up. And then, yeah, you've just got to go with it, haven't you? And go through the journey of it.
Yeah, 100%. Like I absolutely love your podcast. I love listening to it. And that's something I've sort of, I say it to people all the time. Like I've definitely recommended yours and other ones. I'm just like, it's so important when you're, whatever industry you're in and whatever your goals are, just surround yourself by things that are really like fueling you and helping you grow. And your podcast definitely has done that for me over the last couple of months as well. So yeah, I love what you're doing as well.
Oh, thanks, babe. Much
Love
appreciate. Much appreciate. So for those listening who are also in service-based businesses, so if they're beauticians or hairdressers or masseuses,
Yeah.
is it masseurs? Masseuses?
I know what you mean, yeah.
Massages. Those people. How important is it, do you think, to have an online presence, even if they don't want to go and do what you're doing, which is where you're getting into the coaching space and stuff like that? How important do you think that is?
Oh, vital, like absolutely vital. I think you're really missing a trick if you don't. It's definitely how, when I had my salon before, you can reach so many more eyes. Like the power of like word of mouth and everything is amazing. And in the nail space and the hair space, obviously, if someone's got like a fantastic hairdo or an amazing set of nails, so people are going to see and comment. But it's almost like your little portfolio. That's how I look at it as well. It's like a little portfolio of all the things you've done, all the personal little achievements, all the little looks that you've done, all the things you can do, and you can really just build a nice, strong brand by using your social media. I think you're really missing a trick if you don't. There's so much amazing advice out there now and amazing things you can do. And yeah, I think for me personally with nails, because of the pictures, you can really create like a real sort of artsy, I don't know, like creative little portfolio, I guess. I think you're really missing out. I think find what social media is going to relate to your business, like in, like you say, our niche, like the beauty and the hair, something where it is more focusing on like the pictures. So like TikTok or Instagram, or I don't know if is Snapchat anymore. I don't know.
It is with the kids, I think, still.
I don't know. I don't use Snapchat other than to go on and filters every now and then. But something really visual, I think, is amazing for like hair and beauty or anything. Yeah, visual is for sure.
Yeah, totally. And I loved what you said about the fact that some people's like superpower is actually their personality. And I think some people, like in the beauty industry, and in hair and everything like that, they feel like they can only post their hair or their nail work or stuff like that. But actually it is the person massively, because I know that when I was thinking about going in and, you know, have my nails done with you, I would actually, yes, I was very excited about my banging nails, but also I just knew that over that hour and a half, we were going to chat all things personal development. I was going to come out feeling like amazing and inspired, and we've just like totally gone to town on all of that. So that side of things is really important. And I think in this day and age where you can really stand out online is actually just showing a bit more of your personal brand and who you are and what you stand for. And that's what people buy into, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. And I think like what we were sort of saying before, it's definitely daunting. Like that first time is so scary. Like, and it's weird, isn't it? Because you're like, no one's there when you're on your phone, like putting your face in the stories. And you almost can like be over critical of like, oh, did I do that right? Or did I say that right? Or whatever. But just post, like just get it out there. Don't overthink it. And I think, yeah, people maybe overlook that side of it, but it makes you more personable and makes people feel more connected to you before they've even sat in your chair. If they're seeing your face, or, you know, even if you're not so confident at first to put your face out there, I always urge people to do that. Like just a little bit more about your personal life, like what hobbies you have or what things you do. Like it just makes you that a little bit more real, I guess. I think social media's kind of done a big circle, hasn't it, really? Like people are searching out the real now. Like they want to know what you're really like and what can like connect with you on a deeper level, I think.
Yeah, totally. And I love that shift as well. I'm so glad it's getting to that point. I'm so glad I don't need to wear a filter that makes me look like Michael Jackson anymore. I can just come out in all of my wrinkly grey-haired glory.
In your gorgeous glory.
Thanks. But no, I love the fact that it's getting more authentic and people are wanting that. So one thing that you've done that's amazing is I feel like you've created such a community among your following. So it's not just like you've got all these followers and they follow you and that's it. You really have like created a community and created that buzz. So how do you create a community on Instagram? How do you think you kind of pull everyone together?
I think it's just the social part. Like it's called social media. Like you've really got to really put yourself out there, talk to people, message people, like voice note people. I think especially at this time as well, because I know this podcast will be on like forever, but like now we're in lockdown, aren't we? And I think just people being able to reach out and connect with people while we can't is so important. And even after lockdown, it's so important, like just those voice messages, those messages in the DMs, commenting back to every single comment, remembering that there's like a real human at the end of the phone, like that person's taken that time to comment on your picture. Comment back, like a genuine comment, like not just a thumbs up, or like actually comment to them and connect with people. And I think once you find something that you're passionate about, you do sort of attract other people who are passionate about it. And yeah, I love now helping nail techs, whether they're very at the beginning of their journey and they're just thinking about getting into it, or if they're really, really like years deep into their journey and they just want some inspiration or just to learn new things. Just talking to people and realizing that we're all so similar. Like we're all so similar. We all have self-doubt moments. We all have frustrating moments when we're like, I can't do this nail art look. Do you know what? In a minute, I'm going to throw this bottle as hard as I can. And just connecting with people and being real with people, I think, is probably the best thing you can do with social media.
I definitely agree. It is all about the chats, isn't it? Like that's where everything happens. It's where your relationships are built in the DMs. That's where sales are made in the DMs. That's where communities are built in the DMs. It's all about the actual chatting, isn't it? And making the effort.
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Totally. So one thing that we are both very passionate about, we actually had our babies weeks apart, didn't we? I remember when I was getting my nails done and you were like, I've got something to tell you. I was like, I've got something to tell you. And we were, literally weeks apart, weren't we?
Yeah, I've still got that picture. I found it the other day, actually, of both of us with our bumps. Like,
so
against my little nail bar, just like, here we go.
So cute. That was back in the day when I used to like try and dress my bump and still look stylish. And now I'm very much in the sweats.
No,
we're in the sweatpants are all that fits right now, phase of pregnancy. But back in the day, me and you looked cute. We rocked those bumps.
You always look amazing. Like, babe, I'm not even pregnant. I'm definitely in my sweats and a bodysuit over here.
Good.
I think it's lockdown vibes.
You look good, babe. I love it. So one thing that we're both mega passionate about is we're both very driven. We both have major goals, all the goals, and we want to build a business online and everything like that. But we also are mega passionate about being present mums and really getting that balance right. So what hacks have you found over the last 18 months of getting that balance? You've just told me before our call that your baby does not sleep. So I need all the hacks.
Well, I would just like to start that by saying I'm definitely still learning. I feel like every stage is so different, and you kind of don't really realize the things that worked until that stage is kind of gone and you're on to the next stage and trying to like figure it out. And I remember when I very first had Kingsley, and like I said, I was so I want to have this year off, I'm going to build the online side of things, this is what I'm going to do. And I'll be real, I think about 2 months in, 1.5, 2 months in, I said to Jovan, we're just going to can it. We're just going to can Clawgasmic. I can't do it all. Like I physically can't. Kingsley, bless him, he just did not sleep like longer than like a 3-hour period. As of the last month, we are now sleeping through the night, and it is a game changer. But for that year and like 3-4 months, he just did not sleep, and sleep deprivation is real and it is hard. And I feel like at that time, like we always say, like everything kind of happens for a reason, and I love all these like cool little stories when things happen. And I said that to Jeff, and I was like, I'm done. And he was like, if you're done, you're done. I was like, look, I'll have my maternity and we'll figure out what I'm going to do. I think I just can't juggle it all. I just need to just be mum and zombie right now. And within 48 hours of us having that conversation, one of the ladies that I've spoken to for years, she actually lives in Barbados, messaged me and was like, hi Shan, I've seen that you're not really online at the moment. I know you've just had your baby. I just want you to know that even though it feels a lot and it feels really overwhelming right now, everything will settle down. And whenever you're ready to come back, I'll be here waiting for you. And I was just like, I can't give up. I can't give up.
Oh, that's so cute.
I love her so much. And it was like the push I needed to be like, no, like these people literally are enjoying the content you're putting out. You're really helping people. Maybe this is just a phase and you just have to keep going. And I think the first 6 months was just me just mumming, and I just had the ethos in my mind that, you know what, a little something every day, the little steps make the big thing, right? So as long as I do a little something every day, no matter what it is, a little step in the right direction, it's all going to amount to the big goal at the end, and it will just keep going and keep me connecting and consistent, as I always say to people. And that was kind of like a turning point for me. But now he's 18 months and sleeping through the night, which is a game changer. I do literally feel like myself again. Even though it's really, really hard, getting up early has made such a difference to me. Getting up before he gets up and having like a couple of hours in the morning of just totally focused work time. And then I feel like once he's awake, I can really embrace that mum mode, and I'm not trying to like juggle work and him and thinking, oh, have I done that and have I posted that or whatever. And then when he goes down for his nap again, I'm like full systems go, like work mode. And then when he's awake again, I feel like I can relax into mum mode again. So that really, really helps. Getting up early is so hard when you first start doing it, and I definitely am not always consistent at it. But when I do it, I'm like, why don't I do this every day? This has helped me so much. Like I've set the day up for a win. So that has really, really helped. And just having a little bit of time to yourself to like breathe and just take a second literally makes such a difference. Even just that 10 minutes in the morning, I feel really helps me feel like I'm a little bit more in control, and I'm a little bit more, okay, cool, I can tackle this. But equally, I would say just know that everything can change in a heartbeat. Like when your baby needs you, your baby needs you. And don't feel, even though I know that I have done, and people will, just try not to feel guilty in that moment and just sort of ride that wave and just be with your baby when your baby needs you, and know that tomorrow's a new day and you can attack the day with all your gusto and start again.
So true. I love that advice about the little steps make the big thing. It is so true. It's so easy to look at the big task and think, oh God, I need to do that, and how am I going to fit that in? And it's so overwhelming when you've got like so many other things going on as a mum. But yeah, actually just the little steps are so good. You've also inspired me to get over myself and get up earlier, because I've said on my podcast before, right, that my favorite thing ever is when Frankie wakes up. He's all like doughy and like squidgy, and we all get into bed and we watch Peter Rabbit. It's my favorite thing ever. The feeling of joy is like pure joy. But actually, I could just get up early and then do that, couldn't I?
I know, but I hear you. Don't get me wrong. I definitely have days where I do that, and we're just snuggle, and like you say, it's the
It's
best thing
the
ever.
best.
It's so nice, and I guess it is just having that balance, isn't it? Like having those days, but when the workload is a lot, and I am like chasing my tail, like because I try and batch content for work as well. That's really helped me, like batch the content, so you've got loads of stuff to just post on those days when it is a bit harder, and you do want to lie in bed and have a little snuggle. You're like, do you know what, I can totally do this because I have some content to post already, and you're not chasing your tail so much. So I totally know what you mean. I was listening to this incredible YouTuber called Patricia Bright. I don't know if you watch her. I absolutely love her. And she was sort of talking about it as well, like getting up early in the morning and how much more productive you feel. And she made me laugh, and it just resonated with me so much. She was like, when your eyes open to your baby screaming, that feeling is not how you want to start your day.
No.
But if you've already been awake and then your baby wakes up crying, I don't know, then I go in there like, oh, hello, darling, it's okay. It's not like I'm trying to do all that with like my eyes still shut and trying to figure out if it's morning or if it's night. So yeah, it definitely helps. But
so true. You've inspired me, because what I tend to do is whenever my workload is a lot, I stay up later. Like last night, me and Kurt stayed up until like 12:30. He was doing stuff for his salon, I was doing stuff for my business, and then I went to bed and I was dreaming landing pages and coding and like I had the worst night's sleep because I was so hyper stimulated doing that. But actually, you're better off switching off early and getting up early, aren't you?
Yeah. It's hard, but then because sometimes you find that you get like the creative buzz at night time as well, because sometimes I find that and I'm like,
there, babe,
I can't go to bed now. I got things to do.
No, I feel it is totally there. In the morning, it does take me a long time to just figure out what my name is, to be honest. And to just get over all of the inner chat, like, yeah, well, you know, you're pregnant, so you should be resting. The baby needs you to rest. And you know, that stupid whiny voice that's like, just rest. But yeah, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna give it a go. What time are you getting up then? What time are we talking here?
Well, when I'm good, on a good day, about 5:30.
Oh, babes.
And then Kingsley's awake about 7, 7:30. So that gives me like an hour and a half, 2 hours to just have a little meditate session. Because God, I missed that when I was sleep deprived. I really missed that. I missed starting my day with that. That definitely helps me. I know you love a bit of that as well, so I know you get what I mean. So yeah, then I can have like a good hour and a half, come in here, write down my goals, and get on some work, get on some creative work usually. So either like write an article for the magazine that I'm a columnist for, so I'll write an article, or I will get on like doing a nail art look or whatever until he wakes.
Oh, I love it. I'm going to do it, babe. I mean, 5:30, that's normally like getting up to go to the airport vibes, isn't it? But
yeah.
We're all good. I want to know what nail art should I be going for like ultimate fashionable person right now? What's in? When I was last seeing you, it was the chrome. Oh, the chromes were in. Yeah, that's how long ago it was.
Do you know what? I cannot wait to. What's in at the moment is like a neutral background. So really, really nude, nice nudes, like soft pink tones with like a pop of nail art or like a little swoosh of a colour. I've got some. So just like a nice little pattern or something like that. I'll show you.
Strong.
So when we do yours,
I love it.
It's going to be fun. I've got all the ideas. And you are like the perfect person to do as well, because not only do we always have good chat, like you say, I always left when you left as well, just like buzzing, like, oh, that was a good chat, literally like exercised my mind. But I love how you were just like, yeah, do whatever, do you then? And I'm like, yes, okay, cool, I'm literally gonna just get all my creative juices out on you now. So
that's because I trusted because you always did some kind of fabulousness. By the way, just before I forget, I've had a real revelation. I mean, a revelation about reels, not like a real one. But it is a real revelation. So you know how I thought of this because you were just talking about batch content creating. I would do a reel and I would whack out like 5 top tips in one reel. And I would like say it really quickly, or I'd type really quickly and no one could really read it, and I'd be like, just trying to get it out, and it would be all a bit manic. So I've had a revelation that you could do like series of things. So I just started a series on my Instagram of how you can be successful in network marketing, part 1, and then part 2. And I do like a 30-second tip where I actually talk about it. This might be really like common knowledge, like duh, but
No.
I just batch created like 10 reels because it was just 10 points.
Yeah.
And I actually gave like way better value in all of them.
Yeah. You're so right, because I know exactly what you mean. And I think it's taken me a while to realise that too. And you saying that, like, I've definitely been that person that's like, like trying to get it all into like 15
So
seconds. Like,
intense.
go. Yeah. I mean, you're like, do you know what? That was all squeaky and chipmunky, Chantelle. Like, no one's actually going to understand the word that you said. And it's so true, like breaking it down. And I think it's almost more engaging then as well, isn't it? Because people are waiting for you, like, to be continued. We've almost like created our little EastEnder doof-doofs at the end. Like,
Yeah, totally.
What's going to come next time? Yeah.
If we need a theme tune, do we need a theme tune at the end of it? Yeah. Is this escalating too quickly? It is true though, isn't it? And I think people like, although people take lots of information in, you actually just want to process it and think, oh, that was a really good point, actually, as opposed to what was that third really fuzzy one? You know, like, so yeah, that was my little revelation of the week, little content.
Yeah. Love them.
Tell me what is happening with Clawgasmic. What is the future of Clawgasmic?
Oh, I just want to help as many people as we can. I've literally just been gushing to Jovan about it this morning, and you probably find the same, because I know you're so incredible at what you do. Like, the feedback, the comments, oh my gosh, it literally makes your day, doesn't it? Like, I would just urge anyone who's listening in anything, if you've ever got anything from someone on social media, just message them and tell them that you loved what they did, or you loved listening to this, or you loved watching that, because it literally means the world. So at the moment there's 135 different nail art tutorials in the Clawgasmic Nail Network, and we release new looks every single week. So at least 3 new tutorials come every single week, and I cover like the basics, so from like cuticle prep to build a gel application, all the way through to like really intricate different nail art designs and what sort of products and things you use. And I didn't want it to be like brand specific, so it's literally a case of like, do you like nail art? Do you want to come and have fun? Come on in, the doors are open.
Nice.
So my goals are just to build it, grow it, keep helping people, keep inspiring people. Like, my favorite thing is when someone sends me a picture of a look that they've seen on the network, but they've adapted it themselves, and like they've changed the colors, or they've done a little thing, and I send them like these voice notes like, oh my god, I love it so much. And I really do. So I love just helping people. I would love to, once the world's all a bit more back to normal, take Clawgasmic on the road, do some like one-to-one like nail art groups, because that was kind of what I wanted to do at the end of my maternity, obviously before the pandemic started. So I would love to do that, but on like a Clawgasmic level. It was more like with my salon that I was doing it before. So I'm thinking donut walls, prosecco, food, snacks, back to the snacks.
Nice. Yes, the snacks, man.
And back to the snacks. But yeah, I just want to help nail techs all over the world and just create a real positive little place, really, because like we were saying before, I think that whole catty stigma that the beauty niche has is just so rubbish. It's so old, it's so dated. It doesn't need to be like that. Like, we can all win, you know. There's however many people in the world, there's however many fingers in the world, there's however many client potential in the world. Like, I just want to help people find their superpower and their confidence, and just share everything that I've learned, I guess, really.
Oh, so good. And that is the secret to why you're so successful, because not once have you mentioned anything about money. The whole thing you just mentioned about then was about helping people, inspiring people, bringing people together. And that's the focus. When you focus on that, that's when the success comes, and people get that backwards sometimes, don't they? So I absolutely love that. And that's why, yeah, you deserve every little bit of success that you've got. I'm so excited for you.
Thank you.
I'm going to just quickly ask you my quick fire questions, and then we'll get into where people can find you. So my first question is, what does success look like to you? How do you define it?
Oh, success look like to me? Oh, being able to do something that you love and share it with as many people as you can, so that you're kind of leaving a little legacy of who you are and what you stand for. That would be amazing. I would love in like 10 years time for people, well, you know, I'll still be doing stuff then, but
where are you going in 10 years time, babe?
Well, no. But you know, like,
you've had a lot longer than that.
In 10 years time, people to be like, oh, when the pandemic was going on, that Chantelle, like she was really inspirational and she was really motivating. And like she got me out of bed or stopped me just watching the same old stuff and made me learn something new and do something else. But yeah, definitely to be able to do what you want to do every single day and just be, it sounds so cliche, but just be happy, just genuinely to the core, be happy every single day with what you're doing.
Love that. I so agree. What is your top podcast or book recommendation?
Ooh, I have so many. So I would say You're a Badass by Jen Sincero, because it was the very first personal development book that I ever read. And I was just like, it's just like that life-changing moment of like, okay, I need more of this. I need to read all of these works. Oprah's What I Know for Sure. I know you love that one as well. So you posted that the other day, because I just love Oprah. I definitely went to Windsor when Harry and Meghan got married, purely hoping to see Oprah in the street.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Did you see it? Oh.
But I really tried my hardest to stand out in amongst all the people like Oprah, please. So yeah, I love her so much. Like I said, genuinely, I've been listening to your podcast so much over the last few months, and I just love what you're doing and everything you stand for, as always. Yeah, I think books wise, I've just been reading a little bit of Vex King. Have you read his book at the moment?
Oh no.
Really good, and I like that it's quite like it's separated into like nice little bite-sized chunks. So that's a nice little audible that I'm listening to at the moment.
Nice, I love it. And lastly, who is your biggest inspiration?
Oh, so many. I'd say my partner Jovan is definitely one of my biggest inspirations, because when I very first met him, he was the one, like I said all the way back at this, when he first said to me about a blog, hands up, I was like, this is you, this isn't me. Like I don't know about this whole online stuff. And then his work ethic, he's just such a hustler. He seems to get the balance right between like work and family, and he's just lovely, and he's really inspired me to take what I love and put it online and build this business together. So he's like the tech side of Clawgasmic and really helps people with the marketing side, and then I'm more the nail tech side of things. So yeah, he is my biggest inspiration.
So cute. You're so cute together as well. And your baby is literally just the perfect merge of the two of you. So for anyone who wants to stalk you, where can they find you online?
Yep, I'm on Instagram at Clawgasmic, and our network is www.clawgasmic.com. That's where I'm like mainly based at the moment. I feel like Instagram is the social media that attracts me more than Facebook. I am on Facebook, but I'm primarily Instagram and on the website.
I feel I'm all about the Insta as well.
Yeah.
I love it. Shan, I've absolutely loved talking to you. Thank you so much. We were talking for ages before, and I was like, I think we really need to get on and record, because we were just talking. And I feel like I could do exactly the same, even though we are recording. But I could just talk to you for ages. I'm so proud of you and everything that you're doing. And I'm just, so excited for all things you and Clawgasmic.
Oh, thank you so much. And ditto, like you inspire me so much. Like just bossing mum life, bossing business life, like keep shining. Honestly, I love seeing what you're doing. You're amazing.
Oh, thanks, babes. All the love. So good to chat to you. I'll chat to you soon. Bye.
Yeah, take care. Bye.